Welcome back into yet another Sunday drive with Euro Truck Simulator 2, of course. I'm going to be talking about SimCity and DRM issues this episode, but firstly, it's probably going to be a good start to actually start the truck up and firstly just hit up the job market to find a job which we can take up. Now we are in Strasbourg. Doesn't seem like I've been to Lyon. Let's see, Verona. Okay, somewhere around here. Nuremberg. Isn't there a race course around Nuremberg? I remember that name from Forza, etc. Stuttgart, alright, so there's a few around here, as well as Realms. Seems like there's quite a distance of roads around Realms, so we'll have a quick look, but Strasbourg jobs, Mannheim, no, it's way too short. Oh, Lyon seems good. You know what, I'll take that up. Leipzig, Dusseldorf, we've already been there, we've already been pretty much everywhere else, so let's go to Lyon. But I've already thought we've been to Lyon, but clearly not, so I was wrong. Off we go. Gonna accept that, as well as turn on the radio, of course. Started off with maybe a song that we might not have heard because this album's quite long, from Approaching Nirvana, Our Last Night. Hopefully it's not going to be too overpowering. And of course, you Europeans do like to drive on the right-hand side, which is clearly the wrong side. Let's go ahead and drive there. We're going to have to chuck a left. It's right around here. Seems like it's a... Ooh, wrong button. Seems like it's a really nice city around here. No words yet on the DLC front either, nor on the patch front, so I'm sure they'll be releasing, or SCS will be releasing more information as time goes on. Lyon, take job. Okay, so hopefully there'll be a trailer right around the back. Damn, I hate these places where we have to drive around a long way around these buildings and they make it like an obstacle course. What the hell is the name of this company as well? Something weird. That better be, yeah, it is. Okay. So clearly this little alcove is made perfectly for us. We're gonna have to go over into this camera mode, and it is so loud. Alright, excuse how loud that was. It's always weird. It's so nice and cozy and calm inside. Then we go outside. Oh, the noise. It's just so overpowering. I wish they would fix that. I'm not really a massive fan of that. But as you might have seen on my channel, I've been playing a lot of SimCity over the last couple of days. I've been looking forward to a heck of a lot. Although the launch has been disappointing, of course, with the always online DRM. And it's caused me to think about some more games that are coming out this year. This bus gonna let me through? No, we're going to go after it anyway. But anyway, yeah, I've been thinking about other games that I'm really looking forward to on PC predominantly. Of course, everyone's looking forward to the stereotypical Xbox AAA titles and PS3. There's no one on that bus, is there? But I'm very much looking forward to PC-only games such as Wargame Europe. No, it's not Wargame European Escalation. It's called Wargame Airlands Battle now. That seems very, very promising. It's got a campaign a bit like Shogun or Total War series. So in European Escalation, the older version which came out last year, it didn't really have too much of a good campaign. It had like certain missions. They weren't really the best type of campaign. I think they were just experimenting with the overall game engine and the gameplay. Whereas with your Airlands Battle, the latest game, which will be coming out I think in April, I'm very much looking forward to that now, like a heck of a lot more since the release of SimCity. It seems very promising. It's looking quite good. You're going to have aeroplanes fighting in a battlefield as well. It seems really interesting the way they're going to play it. And then, of course, we've got Total War Rome 2, which I could imagine just being probably even bigger than SimCity. That's going to be a pretty big release. So I'm really looking forward to those two games, but alas, hopefully there won't be always online DRM on neither of those games. I don't think there'll be. It's mainly EA, and I guess, well, I think in my opinion, there's been too much blame put on EA. Of course, who doesn't like to screw over or complain and bitch and moan about multinational companies that are doing really well for themselves? But I think also a fair amount of blame must be put on Maxis because, well, there's a couple of videos floating around of Maxis employees. The guy, it's not Ocean Quigley, but it's another guy with a beard, and quite long hair, and he was just talking about how great always online things are, and with your game saves, how they'll be saved on the cloud, which is completely a joke really, because if you guys don't know, you can't save to your own hard drive. Any of your game saves, they have to be saved onto EA servers or Origin servers, which is just ridiculous. You can't even save on your own hard drive, so you've got to be connected to save, and it just doesn't make any sense to me really. I will get into all of that later on. Some of you guys have been asking me, how did I buy the... Oh, there's a truck that just disappeared in front of us. But yeah, some of you guys are wondering how I managed to buy the game early. I bought the game even before the American release. I went ahead and just got a free VPN service, and I bought it from Singapore Origin. So I was logged in through a Singapore IP address. That makes any sense. So if you guys don't know what a VPN is, then I won't be explaining that in this video. It's pretty simple really. You just route through a different, sort of like a proxy. Think of it like a proxy, a bit like that. But yeah, I logged in through a Singapore VPN or IP address and bought it there, which in Australia, the deluxe edition, one that I bought, was I think $90 or $100. In Singapore, it was 60 Australian dollars, but today it's come out that in India, I'll put a link to a Whirlpool forum link down below, so I'll give you a step-by-step instruction to all the Australians that would like to get it cheaper, how to get it cheaper. It's pretty simple really. You just pretty much need to go through Origin Store India and just buy it, where it costs $30 in India, $30 Australian. So you're literally saving 2/3 of the original price. Because it costs like $90 or $100 or so, where in India it costs 30 Australian dollars. For the deluxe edition, I think, well, I think it was the deluxe edition. But either way, it's extremely cheap, even if it's just the standard, whatever they're going to call it, limited edition. See, now I can see why they're called SimCity Limited Edition, or at least the one of the versions of the game Limited Edition, because the gameplay was quite limited. So I managed to play it because in Southeast Asia the game released much earlier than around the rest of the world, and I managed to play it on the night I got it without any problems, and then it released in America, and that's when the problems hit. And unfortunately I couldn't record during the night because everyone around the house was asleep. And they'd all be pretty angry if I woke up, but now I really regret that. I should have started recording. Yeah, and then America got the game and the servers everywhere crashed. Now you guys might that have the game, you might notice there's like different servers in Northeast America, West America, Europe, Oceania, etc, etc, whereas the servers are all held, I think, in Europe, in Ireland to be exact. The Amazon servers that EA have bought out, or they're using their service at least, they're all in Ireland, so it doesn't really matter what the name of the geographic location is. I think they've actually put in a joke server called Antarctica, but all the servers are held in Ireland anyway. But it just makes no sense at all with the always online DRM as well, because with your cities, you only have, with the servers, you say if you have a city in server 1, you can't go ahead and play on server 2 with your same cities on server 1. Your cities are only locked to that one server, which just sucks as well. Because if the server that, say, I'm doing a Let's Play on is down, then I can't record at all. I can't play, can't do anything. That sucks very much as well. I'm going to have to go find a petrol station any moment now, and that seems to be rather iffy. Doesn't seem like I'll have one anywhere around here. So let's check out the map just to make sure. There we go. Oh, no. There's some rest stops there. It's a petrol station. Okay. Well, we'll definitely be pushing trying to get there. It remains to be seen if we will. Be interesting to see if we are able to make it, because, wait, I could check. There we go. Fuel remaining for 426 kilometers. That's nothing. We'll be able to even probably finish this mission. Yeah, we will be. Without any problems. Quite surprising. But personally, I will go ahead and stop and refuel, because it is the right thing to be doing. But yeah, Maxers have been spruiking up the always online DRM themselves. They're talking about how good cloud saves are and how you can just go ahead and play at work, and then you can go home, load the game up, and then you just log onto the server and hey presto, there you go, there's your city. Which, I mean, that's very, very good. I mean, you can't really deny that, but if you can't save locally onto your own hard drive, then you're literally held at gunpoint pretty much to their own servers. You can't play the game when you want if the servers are down, which is what the massive hoo-ha has been for the last week or so since release. Hasn't even been a week, but yeah, there's definitely been quite a large hoo-ha about it, because no one could play for the first day or two. At least very few people could, and the people that could were extremely lucky. Annoyingly so. What exactly are we carrying here? Oh, ice cream. Well, I'm glad I checked. If only we could steal the trailers. That would be funny. And there's 14 tons of ice cream. It's quite a bit. Okay, hopefully this is going to turn into like some Italy or something, where the toll booths stop for every 10 kilometers that we drive. That's no fun. Came up just a little short. And off we go again. So the estimated time of arrival is Thursday at 4:33. And we've got to arrive there at 4:34. Okay, so it looks like we're going to beat the projected time at least, but they expect us to be there. So that's good. That means we'll make a little bit of extra money on this side. But no one can really complain about that. And of course, I've got 115,000 euro, which I have not used at all. I will soon though. And then again, this truck drive does seem to be, well, it seems like it will be quite short, so we might as well go ahead and splurge on a new truck and a new driver on our Berlin garage. What time is it? It's 12:27. That means they would have just taken out my loan money, wouldn't they? Yeah, I would have had to pay back my loan. That always happens at 12 p.m. or 12:01, either one. Happens sometime around there. Looks like we won't have to go to sleep either this drive, which is great. But yeah, with the always online DRM, it just completely kerfuddles me. And that's not the only problems with the game. I think the game is quite bugged in itself with the traffic. The traffic, especially with the fire trucks, etc., they all seem to follow each other, as in follow the leader. Say if you have 5 fires around your city, then all those fire trucks go to that one fire, well, where the fire is, where that one fire is. So they not only clog up the road, but half your city is burning down as well. That's not optimal. And then the traffic AI is quite weird. I think I've shown that quite well in my videos as well. Just how weird the traffic AI is. They like to take the long road, and some of their driving techniques make no sense at all. They definitely like the long road. E-Acres. Sounds like an internet flower shop or something. I'm sure that's pretty smart business, really. To run. Okay, here we go. We got, not only did we get money, but here's a petrol station. Let's turn it right into that. Oh, no way. That's pretty much perfect right until the end. So we've got to turn off our engine, load up on fuel, which always seems to be costing about $1.44 or 44 euro. Tank is full. We've got 638 liters. It's good. Let's turn off the annoying indicator and keep on driving, shall we? So with the launch, EA has been saying things like, and Maxis have been saying that they're, well, what they've been doing, I should get to that point, is they've been cutting features out of the game, which to me is just completely unacceptable. Because now they've taken out cheater mode, which, if you guys don't know, that's like the fastest mode that you can play on. That's what you play on, at least for most of the time, because the way I play, at least, is you try to build up your city, make money, and then you speed things up so you can save up a bit of money. Then you pause, well, you don't pause, but you play at slow mode. You place like a good building down. You micromanage a little bit. You make sure everything's working optimally, and then you go ahead and speed things up and go for your next objective or your next goal that you're going for. Whereas with the game now, you can't really go ahead and do that as much because you're playing at an extremely slow and, in my opinion, boring pace. I'm surprised there's still a lot of people that want to see more SimCity even at its current state. Been playing a bit of region play as well, and I'm not really sure if it's me that's absolutely clueless or if it's the game just being glitched up, or if they've taken certain features out during a patch. Wow, that guy was a bit of an ass, cutting us off like that. But yeah, they've taken out a fair few features out of the game, such as cheater mode, and the reason they did that was because with the global market and the way the game works now, you can like dig up coal, etc., and they can sell it on some global market. And if you're playing on cheater mode, then the game has to like ping you. You have to give server-side information a lot faster than if you were playing at a slower speed. So that's the reason they did that. But I can't imagine there being too much information being transferred. I mean, it really only had to be data and really small amounts of text, as in data, being transferred onto the server. But surprisingly, it's still causing massive problems for him. And supposedly they said that the betas that they were releasing were stress tests, etc. But these days there's no such thing as a beta, especially if you're doing a beta like a month before the release of the game. Up to, I think Maxis and EA were doing betas the very week the game was coming out. That's not a beta, that's nothing but a glorified demo. There's nothing about it's being a beta at all. I mean, if anything, we're beta testers now, the people that are playing the game at the moment, because they're all trying to fix up all these bugs, etc., that they either missed out on, especially with the casino cities. You might have seen me build a casino city, which sounds really good and you can make a lot of money out of it, but I've been struggling with my casino city. It seems like what Maxis have done, and they said they did, was firstly the casinos were way too overpowered, and this is during coding, etc., and now they nerfed them way too much, so they'll be changing them in a patch later on, because you can barely make any money off casinos now. It's extremely hard. I think the best way to make money is through the convention centers and just host lots of shows for tourists to enjoy. Oh, I just cut some guy off. For him, hopefully he hasn't damaged my trailer. He hasn't, no. That's a good sign. I've damaged my trailer a little. Well, if that guy wants to be a slowpoke, there's nothing stopping him from being so. Hopefully we didn't have to go down to the right. No. Luckily, so. There's lots of many different bugs, not only with the online always DRM, but also in terms of just gameplay in general. But of course, online always DRM will curb pretty much all piracy. I mean, people can pirate the game. I mean, you can still pirate things like Diablo 3 and SimCity. I've noticed there is a ISO download on Pirate Bay. Been checking like Usenet, etc. as well, seeing if I can find anything. But the only thing that you can really download is the actual game, but you can't play it. You can't really crack the game, especially not SimCity, because it requires a server to play it, and just the amount of coding that is involved with the server gameplay. It's not like you just have to be, it's not as if the game just checks if you're online and that's it. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, so I think that's a big reason as to why there probably won't be a offline only patch created by Maxis. just because of just how much the game was created to be online. Which does make me quite sad that it won't be the case. And of course, with online only, there's no modding. There's absolutely no modding available. I mean, to me, SimCity is all about modding and experimentation, which you can't do. Well, you can't do it all now because the saves get saved to the cloud. So you can't like overwrite your saves. You can't just experiment with a hurricane and that giant lizard monster, which completely wrecks the mood of a city builder. You have a giant T-Rex wrecking your whole city. Makes no sense, just randomly happening. That was a bit of a lag. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense as to why they've gone with that direction. But it does curb piracy. I mean, I'll give them that. Is the curb to piracy. I mean, they're not really losing any money to piracy, if you ask me. I don't think more people would have bought the game because of they're not, well, they weren't able to pirate the game. I think many people would have bought the game regardless, really. It's not like the game companies really lose money. It's like they lose a certain amount of profit that they could have had, like a potential profit. It's not like someone's stealing money off of them. It's just that they're losing a potential profit, which I guess I can see why they'd be angry at that. Of course, I can see that. But for the most part, especially in Australia, I have no problems with people pirating to their heart's content, really. Because of just how bad some companies like to screw over Australians, because we're doing quite well for ourselves, at least compared to the rest of the world, especially financially. One of the only economically developed countries with an advanced economy and a robust economy that we pretty much, well, we haven't even been in recession in my lifetime. I think it's been like 21 years now. So, with the 21 years without a recession is pretty crazy compared to how the countries went even 5 years ago, most advanced countries. So we are doing quite well for ourselves in terms of the economy. And most companies seem to be exploiting that and charging Australians like Adobe. It's literally cheaper to go ahead and go to America, digitally download the Adobe Creative Suite, I think it's called, and fly back to Australia and like buy it in America, than it is just to buy it online in Australia. I mean, as if that's not ridiculous. But then again, there's always Pirate Bay or any type of torrent sites or whatever, and you can download it for free. But then again, I don't think Adobe really care all too much about that, because that's not really their business model. Going for personal users, it's more about going for businesses and getting business licenses. That's where the real money is. Pretty much you can get Adobe for free, I think, in like most educational places, because they want you to learn how to use all the like Adobe Photoshop and their whole creative suite for free, but then you're gonna have to pay for it when you run your own business or when you're part of a business, etc. Then they have to really cash up and give you the money. Because pretty much, I think every single YouTuber has pirated Adobe Creative Suite. Personally, look, many people probably think that's a scum thing to do. Especially if you're an Australian, I think it's more than justified, really. I mean, I think it's like Gabe Newell says, if you provide a better service than the pirates, and admittedly, that's going to be extremely hard providing a better service and people giving you the game for free. But of course, there's ways to do it, like things like always, saves on the cloud is more what I want to get at. If you save to the cloud and also your local hard drive, such as on Steam, that's really good. That's a better service than pirates can give you. That's a good feature. Whereas having only saving online as the only option, you can't save to your hard drive, and if the servers crash and it doesn't save, you might even lose your whole city. That's happened to me once before, like on the very first day. I've lost my whole city, so thankfully that hasn't happened to me since, but it would be quite the tragedy if it did happen again. Let's check out Lyon a little bit more. We've got a nice river around here. I'm sure there's a name for it. Whoop. Getting a bit too close for comfort there. I'm definitely getting like an urban vibe here. It's a pretty cool sights. What the hell is this? This is new. What's it say? Car 4. Interesting. And that's where they're going to take my ice cream. You know what? I might even park precisely. Let's check it out. Let's get rid of the indicator. Do something like that. Okay. Now, how are we going to manage this? There we go. That's good enough. Excellent. No one got damaged too bad. Or didn't even get damaged at all. Okay, so that's that. Thank you very much. It's still a long way until we get to level 24 though. That's okay with me. So now let's go ahead and go to recruitment agency. Hire a driver. Let's see. Who's going to take the least amount of money? Jeff is asking for quite a bit. Not the most savory looking character either. So I think Umberto, or let's see, Ruth. Either one. Patrick. They're all going for the same amount of money. See, the thing is with Jeff, he might be a little bit upgraded than the other guys at the moment. But as time goes on, we'll be losing more money from him because he charges more per kilometer and just more per mission as well. Let's go with Ruth. Get a woman in our ranks. Hire her. And we want her in our Berlin garage. Right over here. Thank you. Got 134,000 euro to go ahead and purchase a new truck. I'm going to go with Volvo. Check that out. Luxembourg. Buy online. Oh, we're close to getting that Volvo Globetrotter. I think I'll have to settle with... Well, I'd like something with a lot of power. Seems like it's almost exactly the same. It's just the cabin's a little different. Yeah, well, it's exactly the same type of engine, it's just the cabin's different. So let's go with the Volvo Sleeper. Purchase that. And go over to you. Ruth. Fantastic. Thank you for your purchase. We will deliver your newly bought truck to your garage in Berlin immediately. That's what I like to hear. Let's get out of here and go to our garage manager. Berlin. We'll need to go ahead and upgrade that soon-ish. Good that we're making profits. Good amount of profit. Most places here. What's this? I guess we'll have to unlock something extra. But until next time, we've done quite well for ourselves now. The driving mode. Until next time, there's quite a bit more roads that we've got to go on. Let's even check out. Getting quite distracted here. 50, almost 60% of the roads we've driven on. That is really, really impressive, if I may say so myself. I think next up we'll go from Lyon to maybe Bern. So I haven't really travelled down these country roads, or even to Reims. I'm guessing is how you pronounce it. Paris to Reims or something like that. I'll go on. Maybe up north, but that's going to take a little while. Well, yeah, so there's a little bits and pieces that we haven't driven on, but we're going through the game quite cheerily, really. So until next time, hopefully you have enjoyed. I'll see you later in another week's time.